Welcome to the latest video where I'll be going over Cloud9's pistol and T-side Mirage against FaZe in the grand final of the ELEAGUE major in Boston. As you can see on the map overview, Cloud9 opted for a 2-1-2 default style setup with Stewie holding B-apps from underbus stairs, Skadoodle and Tarik holding top mid, and autimatic and Rush holding palace. After holding for around 45 seconds, they rotate towards B-apps and execute onto the B site. I've decided to go over this round as I feel it shows the composure and willingness to be patient by Cloud9 in such a big game. Due to the round being played out rather slowly, I have sped up some parts throughout each POV. Each POV can be found in the description below where there are timestamps for each player. Once again, I would appreciate some feedback for the video as I would like to keep producing content like this in the future. The first player shown is Rush. He's one of the two players that buys utility for Cloud9 this round. Due to him having utility, he's paired up with autimatic in a bait and switch setup in Palace. The setup in place allows Rush to stay in and allow autimatic to take first contact. This particular setup works well as there are too many angles for the CTs to check if they push. The setup does however leave ramp open to pushes, but the chances of them not hearing the push are actually quite low. After having no contact, he and autimatic rotate off. It is key that they walk as a CT playing close would hear them rotate otherwise. The only time Rush runs while rotating is actually through T-spawn into B-apps due to him knowing the CT cannot actually be at top mid. Once Rush reaches B-apps again, he starts walking. He does this in case there's a player on short who could hear him. He checks underbus quickly and then heads towards where he's going to line up his smoke. This smoke lands on the right hand side of short, covering the get right area. After throwing his smoke, he throws two flashes over as buffer for the teammates rushing in. It's unknown whether he was going to push out of apps, but due to Tarik missing Molly, it's kind of impossible for him to do so without taking a lot of damage. Due to that, he holds the B flank. Once his team calls that there are 3 players pushing up short, he comes and helps the battle by facing in and out of apps. By doing this, he makes it so the CTs have another angle to watch out for while pushing forward. He nets himself the final kill to win the round. The second player shown is Skadoodle. Skadoodle purchases Kevlar this round and pairs up with Tarik. The setup they use at top mid is similar to the one that autimatic and Rush are using at Palace, where Skadoodle, who has Kevlar, takes first contact if he does get a CT facing him. One small yet important thing that Skadoodle does is he makes sure he's not holding the bomb while watching mid from this angle. It is key that he does this, as if he were to receive contact, it means the CTs would not receive knowledge of the bomb's whereabouts. As autimatic, Rush and Tarik start to rotate, Skadoodle is the last player to move as he's posted up and doesn't want his teammates to be caught out. Upon executing, he's the second player in, trailing behind Stewie. With Stewie going off the balcony, Skadoodle jumps through the window and cleans the site. With the bomb getting planted, Skadoodle heads to the bench for the post plant. On his way there, he receives contact from Market and relays this information to his team. With the short smokes fading soon, Skadoodle is very watchful of a potential push coming from short. As you can see here, he's very watchful of it and actually ducks in and out of bench while shooting a few bullets, causing a good distraction. With the aid of his teammates, they win the round. The third player shown is Stewie. Stewie purchases Kevlar and acts alone for the majority of the round. His main objective is to make sure that no CTs are pushed underpass or B-apps. To start the round, he makes sure that he maintains control of the underpass stairs. One small thing that he does is he does this silently. He walks all the way along, even silently peeks it when he does peek. He does this in order to make sure there isn't a CT underpass, and he doesn't also alert the CTs who are unsure of his whereabouts. After clearing underpass, he gives himself a very good off angle if the CTs have pushed B-apps from the underpass stairs. After holding on the underpass stairs for about 15 seconds, he walks forward to take control of B-apps. He does this to make sure that the smokes are able to be done without clearing any more areas, and also so that they can burst from closer. After clearing the close angles, he holds for another push. As the execute begins, he's the first player pushing forward and tries to make it as difficult as possible for the CT to land an easy shot. He sees the CT falling back, and in order to give the CT no space to breathe, he fully commits to the chase and storms ahead. This means pushing up close to market and controlling the site entirely. However, during the post plant, he effectively leaves himself in no man's land. With the smokes on short fading soon, a proactive decision here would be to push into market. However, he waits here, sees a guy at short, fails to land the shot, and then does. Next up is Autimatic. He is the third player that purchases Kevlar on this round for Cloud9. As mentioned earlier for this default start round, he is paired up with Russian Palace. Due to him having Kevlar, he gets a closer angle and holds the push for contact. One small thing that Autimatic does here is, while holding, he's constantly adjusting his position ever so slightly in the sofa, which makes killing him even more difficult if they push due to his angle not being at head height. With no contact, he starts to retreat and pass silently. Due to them not knowing if there's a push at ramp, he decides to clear out all of the close angles. He then takes an extra step towards ramp, drops his Glock, picks it up again and walks away. If there was a CT in ramp, dark, on balcony or anywhere close, they would hear the drop and potentially think that the bomb has dropped. Once he reaches B-apps, he starts walking again and gets ready to burst as third player in. In a similar fashion to Skadoodle, he jumps out the window and beelines towards Electric. He does this to ensure control of the entire site. His position in this round victory is actually very crucial, as no matter where the CTs come from, he'll actually be able to take first contact and then allow for his teammates to peek after that. He's somewhat fortunate to actually be alive due to the market player not capitalising on his backplane turn, but thankfully gets bailed out by Tarik. With his team constantly battling towards short, he manages to get himself an extra kill and then the round. The final player shown is Tarik. For this round he purchases a Molly and a smoke. As mentioned during Skadoodle's POV, he is paired with him in a similar bait setup that Rush and Autimatic were using. The main difference for this setup is that Tarik actually holds close in anti-flash with the nades. After holding for around 35 seconds, he makes sure that he has bomb and walks through B-apps. He then lines up his smoke using a dot on the floor. This smoke actually covers off the left hand side of short. As he starts pushing it, he starts to line up a molly for the back of sight, but incorrectly throws it and damages himself in the process. Thankfully he's proactive and gets the plant as soon as possible despite losing some health for it. To start the post plant, he simply sits at van but pushes out when Stewie dies. His timing was critical as he saved Autimatic by killing the market player. He then picks off another advancing CT at short before being taken down himself.